It was a peaceful Thursday night when I decided to visit Casey, my first girlfriend. We lived in an upper-class neighborhood, quiet streets, perfect lawns, and neighbors who barely ever left their homes. It was the kind of place where nothing ever seemed out of the ordinary. Casey lived just 2 blocks away, so I would walk to her house nearly every evening. It was a comfortable routine, and I liked the peace of it, the familiar sound of my footsteps echoing down the streets. The whole area felt like something out of a movie too perfect to still. But this Thursday was different. That night, as I left my house, the streets seemed quieter than usual. There were no dogs barking, no distant chatter from people sitting outside on their porches. It felt off. But I shrugged it off. Maybe I was just imagining things. The walk was uneventful at first. I passed by the usual houses, the ones with their perfectly manicured lawns and dim porch lights. But as I turned the corner towards Casey's street, I noticed something strange. There was a house I had never seen before. It wasn't there the day before. It stood at the very end of the street, tucked between 2 other houses. The windows were dark, and the door was slightly ajar. I could swear I saw movement behind the curtains, a shadow, just for a second, but it was gone as quickly as it appeared. I felt a chill crawl up my spine. It was strange, but I told myself it was just a new house, maybe under renovation. No reason to worry. I kept walking, trying to push the unsettling feeling out of my mind. But as I reached Casey's house, I noticed something else. The lights were off. That wasn't right. Casey always left a light on for me when I came over. I knocked on the door, but there was no answer. I tried calling her phone, but it went straight to voicemail. Confused, I decided to sit on the porch and wait. The silence around me was so heavy that it felt suffocating. There was no one outside, not a single soul. It felt like the entire neighborhood had vanished. After what seemed like hours, I stood up and walked back down the street. That's when I noticed the house at the end of the block again. The door was now fully open. I don't know why, but something drew me towards it. Maybe it was the curiosity, or maybe it was the strange feeling that this was somehow connected to Casey's disappearance. I approached the house slowly, my heart racing. The air was thick with tension, and every step felt like a betrayal of common sense. I reached the door and pushed it open. The inside was dark and smelled musty, like something had been left abandoned for years. But it wasn't. I could hear faint whispers, voices too quiet to make out, but unmistakable. I stepped inside, the door creaking behind me. In the dim light, I saw something on the floor, a single photograph. I bent down to pick it up, and my blood ran cold. It was a picture of me, standing in front of Casey's house, taken from across the street. But there was something off about it. In the background, I saw a figure in the window, standing motionless. I gasped, and that's when I heard a soft laugh coming from the shadows. My blood ran cold as the door slammed shut behind me, trapping me inside. I turned to face the source of the sound. From the darkness, Casey's voice echoed, but it wasn't her. It was distorted, hollow, as if it was being spoken through a mask. "You shouldn't have come here." Suddenly, the room around me began to shake, and the shadows twisted into shapes that were too unnatural to describe. My legs felt like they were made of stone, unable to move, and the whispers grew louder, until they became a deafening roar. I don't remember how I escaped that house, but when I finally stumbled back onto the street, it was as if nothing had happened. The house was gone, vanished. The street was quiet again, like it always had been. I rushed back home, my mind racing. The next day, I went to check on Casey. Her parents said she had gone out for a walk the night before and never came back. They hadn't seen her since. I never went back to that street, and I never walked those streets at night again. But sometimes I wonder if I was the only one who saw that house.